Coach. I actually want to ask you about Seth. It kind of looked like tonight, it looked like the best he's really looked in a while, even before, the ankle injury. So what did you kind of think of him tonight?
It was great. It's amazing. You don't know what you're going to get. We didn't even know he was going to play until, hour really before game time. I felt like he was. And then you just don't know what you're going to get when guys are out. And he was huge for us. They decided to trap Tobias. He's always our next option off the traps. And Tobias kept finding him. I thought that just stretched the floor for us and allowed us to do a lot of other stuff.
And then Seth always seems to kind of have a tendency of passing up open looks. Tonight he didn't. So how important is that for you, the offense?
You just keep writing that and telling them. Because clearly what we say he hasn't listened to on that one. So, we joke about it. I tell him all the time, if I had that cannon, my gosh, coaches would have told me to stop shooting, not to shoot. So, but, he also is so good with the ball and gets in the paint and make plays. I thought the biggest shot of the game was that little floater for us. That was a huge play for us.
Thank you, Coach.
Let's go to Austin Krell and then Paul Hudrick. Go ahead, Austin.
Hey, Doc, it kind of felt like early in the game when Ben was sort of struggling, you guys were getting funneled to the basket. He kind of like changed his way of play with he became a screener more in the pick and roll. How important is that ability for him to adapt in game like that and sort of change his
It's important. I mean, they were waiting for him in the paint all day. And, I just thought once we start screening, and then he receives the ball in the paint, and now he's a passer or a driver. He had a tough game, though. He missed layups that he can't miss, the 7 turnovers. But what I love about Ben is he still defends. He still does all the other things to help us win a game. It's a great example tonight is what if I took all your good things away? What are you going to do to help a team win a game? And that was Ben tonight for sure.
Let's go to Paul and then Mark. Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, Doc. Obviously, your options were limited because of who you had available. But I was just curious about your decision to start Mike tonight, and then what you saw out of Paul when he was kind of pressed into duty there.
Paul was great. Other than that 3 with 19 seconds on the clock in the fourth quarter. But it was so tough for him because we haven't used him at the 5 ever. So he didn't know any of the coverages defensively, and that just put him in such a tough spot. The only offensive play he knew was our one set that we run delay because that's what they ran for him in the G League, and so we started running that and got 2 layups for him out of that. So, but he's just one of those guys, man, that he has a nose for the ball. He finds the ball. He plays with amazing energy, and he was good for our team. Mike just struggled shooting the ball tonight. But did a lot of other good things. His threat was what allowed us to get the lead, though, because when you pull their 5 out of the paint, that's where we got all the drive attacks. I thought that was good for us.
Thanks, Doc.
Martin Arducci and then Keith. Go ahead, Mark.
Doc, I know you said before you really didn't talk to the players about the trade deadline and all that, but now that it's passed, do you sense a sense of relief on the players' part and also on your part? Now you don't have to worry about any of that?
Yeah, I would say probably is the answer, at least for some, because so many guys' names were mentioned, which I hate whenever I see that. And, on our part, I didn't like seeing that. But, we got through shoot around, and right at the end of shoot around was 12 o'clock. And you can see then guys kind of, all right, I'm still here. I always, from a coaching perspective, I always look at trade deadlines and always watch your players. And the fact that everybody was happy at 12:01 means you're doing something right as a group. I've been on teams where they were pissed at 12:01 because they were still here. So this was a really good thing for a lot of our guys.
Thank you.
Let's do 2 more questions. Keith and then Chris Franklin. Go ahead, Keith.
Doc, I got 2 questions. The first one is your thoughts on Dwight's technical, the ejection.
I just thought it was very selfish play. You got one tag, you can't get another one. We just have to have better discipline. I get it. I know there's a lot of emotion, but we had one center on our team and he got thrown out. So I was not very happy with that one. I know it's an emotional game, but he's a veteran. We got to have better discipline.
And the second question is you. You know, this game you played the Lakers. Saturday you're going to play the Clippers. You know, back in this building. I mean, what's that going to be like for you?
Well, you know, I guess today kind of helped because, again, you walk in and you see all the same people. You know, it'll be the same against them. You know, obviously, I coach there and know a lot of the players, though half of those are gone, you know, with each trade deadline. So, but it would be nice, you know. My stint with the Clippers, I really believe helped change that franchise, you know, and when you hear that name now, you don't think bad things, you think good things. That was one of my goals, and the other goal was to win a title. So I was 1 for 2.
Thanks, Doc.
All right, last one, Chris Franklin.
Hey, Doc, when it comes to the fourth quarter, it seems like when you guys are in tight games, you guys are still finding ways to make some big shots. What are some of the traits that you've seen from some of your players to be able to go ahead and do that?
The willingness to take them, you know, and they'll tell you, I don't get on many guys for taking shots, but I'll get on you if you pass up a shot or pass up a next pass. I mean, and then I really think at the end of the day, our defense, we have shown the ability to get stops on call when needed. And I thought we did that again tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
Take care, guys.